Hello cucumbers, Jomerman here. We are with Kalute, aka Varg, aka Mattia Paci, who topped at the Italian SDGaming National, second place. Perfect Swiss, yeah. Then you lost to a cocksucker.
Yeah, the best cocksucker.
Let's see your list, dai. Dai, porco dio.
I played the Daddy, the biggest card in the format and in this deck. Then 2 tributes, I did God Control. I wanted to play Jinzo because it's not under Tsukuyomi. And playing two tributes with that at killable by Tsukuyomi is a very, very tough weakness, and I didn't want it. And I expected a lot of warriors and barn. There were a lot of barn. Warriors, I didn't see any. I played it twice, but in the room there weren't a lot.
More like warrior control.
Yeah, there were some warrior control, so we
more warrior control. Yeah.
I played in top 8, if I remember correctly. Then for the monsters, I played a very little warrior tool.
A small package.
A small package that is extendable in the side deck. You see the archer. They are good 1-for-1. Exiled is good with Premator and Call of the Haunted. The Warrior Lady has good stats. Cat Sangan and the Serpent in the mirror matches. You can also choose not to banish to have a light in the graveyard. It's not a real light because of its effect, of course, but you can count when you need it.
Yeah, it can come up in the grave sometimes.
Maybe also they saw them. The people are weird.
She can get ringed.
Yeah, of course, ring is a very good card against the red. Then I played 2 spirits, 1 souk because
in honor of Pocho 97, I believe.
1 souk because I play 2 tributes, so I usually tend to play 3 self-out to my turn. So in this case, 2 tributes and 1 souk. I don't play Book of Moon in the main deck, and neither in the side. I decided to cut it because it's a -1, and I really don't like play cards that are good just in some situations. I want a card that you can play in every situation. When you have in your hand, you can play. If you can play because you are in a disadvantage, I don't like it. So I decided to cut the Book of Moon and play second tribute. Then the biggest monsters in the game, the Lily is a Latina tech now. We control player from Godform Latina all play.
Nowadays is a staple.
It's a staple for us. We don't play God Control without the Lily. Then the limited monsters, Sir, Breaker, and Tribe. I think no need to say. Then Wannabe Soldier is good against the Serp, works well with Premature Burial. If you draw Serp Abyss Soldier in the early game, you have a very, very big advantage. If you draw in late game Abyss Soldier when you already have the Serpent, it's so strong. If you draw early game Abyss Soldier, you can Premature Burial back. Maybe in late game with the Serpent. It's not so random like seems.
And the most important thing
is not killable by Tsukuyomi, of course. So then the most broken light in the format, but it get knocked. Nothing to say. Then the Morphing Jar.
I need to say one thing on Magician of Fate.
Yeah.
It is
Say
very
something.
good to normal summon to destroy some gods.
Yeah,
Okay,
it can happen. Why not?
a little this thing.
You can also normal summon to swap it
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
better monster.
Can be handy in very different situations.
Yeah, of course. It would be stronger with Book of Moon, but I don't
It's
know.
a shitty ass card.
Yeah. I disagree, but okay, we have different point of views. Then the Morphing Jar was a very discussed card by us. Me and Lele talked about this card. We tried to figure it out if play this or some better card for the turbo matchup. I decided to play because I want to play the Morphing because I wanted a card that can give you a hand when the opponent suck you very badly. And mind control, for example, does not help you in this way. It can give you a little of comeback if you already drew a POG or maybe discarded a very good card with a very good spell with Duo, and you won back by mind control and Morph. But I wanted a card that can give a big hand, and because Turbo when take a good advantage is very hard to recover, and with Morphing Jar you steal resources from him and gain back resources. Of course, it can happen that he draw into Pot Charity or some Chaos Monster to kill you in the next turn, but when you draw 5, it's really hard to get killed the next turn.
Yeah, I agree.
Then the best monsters in the deck, I think. The Spy were unexpected by everyone in the tournament, and they were so good. A lot of times they attacked my set monster because they thought it was a serpent, Sangan, also a moth, because maybe not caring about my spells in the grave, and they attacked into the Spy, take some damage, and give me a +1 that forced them to commit the field and waste resources to card that I shouldn't play, and that give you advantage because you can tear the resource they used, and they find in a really bad spot to recover from. They were so good in pretty every matchup. In Turbo also, if they knock you, they got them Spies from the deck, and it's very good. It's kind of better for me because Spy when Turbo resolve it, you are in a 30-70 winning spot, I think.
Okay. Did they break with scapegoats?
No, I
or
drew them a lot of time. Spy plus scapegoat. But if you play well, you can just wait. It's a control deck. You don't have to play all the cards.
Like
at the same
setting
moment. You
Spy,
can set-
setting scapegoat is
of course,
a
if you set-
bad mistake.
Of course, if you set Spy, set scapegoat, they're going to break. But you can also just set scapegoat. Maybe wait until they summon more monsters to kill 2 or 3 goats. Then set the Spy. They probably think they keep attacking the monsters and find themselves with more problem than before.
Okay.
Then for the spells, I played 3 meta and 2 scapegoat.
Okay.
To play the spies, I decided to play 2 scapegoats. They were the first options to cut when I decided to introduce the spy.
Seems reasonable.
Because okay, you can play around it, but you don't want to draw 3 scapegoats plus spy. That can be a little too much. Triple meta, of course, ingot control is standard. Then I played 2 knock. nothing to say. No, it's not. Stable card in the format. Then Trinity, nothing to say. Then double swap. Also, if I cut the scapegoat, I still wanted to play two. I drew a lot to swap in my opening hands, and they've been always good. Also in the mirror matches, I always find a way to solve them and gain advantage to it. It's very good with Lily. You can just give the token and beat over with Lily. Of course, it's good with BLS. It's 6k of damage. IOTK in top 8. I did an OTK stealing Blade Knight and summoning BLS, beating the goats. It's very good in the turbo matchup. You can steal the chaos and the flip monsters before he resolves. Is a stable card for me in this deck. I cannot play unless. Then I played Premature Burial, Snatch, MST, Storm. These are kind of stable. These because I play Jinzo, I play Abyss Soldier. Of course, it's good with BLS. It's good with Exile Force. It's good with a lot of cards, also with monsters in the side deck.
It's like
good.
playing a second copy of each of your mono.
Oh, I agree. You can also Premature Burial a monster and maybe him off and set it back with Tsukuyomi to try loop if he played all the knock. There are playable choices for me.
Okay.
That's for the spell. Then for the traps, I play the 3 traps. In control, I like them a lot. I don't see why not to play them. Then Call of the Haunted, mainly because of Jinzo. It's so strong with Jinzo, Call of the Haunted. Also if they storm you can just cut Jinzo. Happened a couple of times. A lot of people don't know that if you cut Jinzo, then also if you destroy Call of the Haunted, Jinzo stay on the field. So you can beat your opponent if you don't know into a braggart. He wants to destroy the Call of the Haunted. Can happen. Then it's good also with the Abyss Soldier. Happened a few times. You Call of the Haunted, Exile Force. Then with Abyss Soldier you bounce back Call of the Haunted. So you always have basically a free 1-for-1 that you recover with Abyss Soldier. It's a very good loop. Not strong as the Premature Burial loop because of course it's a trap. You have to set before, but it's also kind of strong.
Okay.
And then double Dust Shoot. I expected a lot of turbo, so I decided to play 2 Dust Shoot. They're a good card against them. There's no reason not to play. I prefer the trap instead of the decree, mainly for this reason. Nowadays turbo play not so much traps. Also warriors are starting to side spies, Mobius, and to destroy the decree. They side out the trap card and put the Songbook of Moon. Decree now is dated for me.
Okay, let's go ahead to the side
For
deck.
the side deck, I decide to play some warriors to search with Rota. I always say 1 plus Rota, so I have 3 targets with the searcher, and Archer for the barn matchup, of course. I also side the swordsman because they usually play a lot of flips. Also they can play the Garna that is kind of annoying. Also the Squala, and Having a card that beat on the set is good. Maybe you don't want exiled force early game because they can also set Sangan to search their good flip monsters. And then Zombira against basically Warrior. Nothing to say. It's 2100 bid over the Blade Knight. You can also just keep it on the field and wait. Until
Very
it
good
goes off.
toolbox for the side deck. Why not Sasuke?
Because I didn't have space.
Okay.
That's the main, and also because it's killable by Tsuguyami.
Okay.
With siding the flip monsters, someone can also side Tsuguyami in the versus the control matchup. So siding a card that can be killed by Tsuguyami is not a good thing for me.
Okay.
Then Mobius always for the barn matchup, also against some controls that play the Krill. It can be good, but mainly for the barn matchups.
Okay.
Then the second Tsukuyomi for the control matchup and also versus Warrior.
Also because of Pojo 97, I
Of
believe.
course, yes. The first one wasn't enough for Pojo, so I decided to play two.
Okay, okay.
And then the Gyomman, the Panda. I decided to play this instead of the Wangu because if you play Wangu you have to do at the right moment. Instead, the Panda you can search with Sangan, and if they already played the goat, you just summon and beat over the one goat. And against Chaos Control can be very good to kill the Chaos Sorcerer. Usually they put in defense position. I don't know why. Most of the time they just summon a banish. Okay, I summon for example, in round 8 of the Swiss, I killed the Chaos Sorcerer because he took it back in face down defense. I just summon it and kill the Sorcerer. And if it wasn't for him, if it was a Bangu, I would have lost the game and that match.
Okay.
Then for other spells I played one man control. For the turbo matchup I played just one because I don't like this card a lot, to be honest. But I think one does its job. When I played before I played the spy, happened a lot of time that I man controlled the spy and did nothing against turbo. Now that I played the spy, it was better, but still not so good to just summon a spy. It's a good thing that they do not resolve them there, but not so good. But you have to play, I think, at least one. Then 2 cards for the extra turn and versus Barn. More this that against Barn. They're good card. I decided not to play 2 walk because I prefer to play, if I can, 2 cards that does barely the same thing, but they're different cards.
Also,
This card can also give you closures because it can do burn damage.
Also, they are very good against slow players.
Yeah, I sided sometimes in G2 when I saw the player was kind of slow. Never used them. Luckily, I never went to extra turn. It was kind of fair tournament by me, not by every player. Then tu da stonate in tu Sakuretsu.
Puercos Dios. Seguete di sé.
A little sip of
Just
codeine.
Sipping codeine. Tu Sakuretsu for the Warrior matchup. Tu da Stornado. I said da Stornado Both versus Warrior, versus of course Barn, because they play a lot of floodgates, and mainly because I just need to cut out a lot of cards from the main deck. But also in mirror matches when they do not play decree, I think it's very good because basically God Control doesn't play a lot of trap card, and some decree deck also side out decree in the mirror matches. Well, at least when I play decree control, usually side out the decree in the mirror matches. Not everybody do it. But when I see that they do, I side in the Dust Tornado, maybe in G3. Just because of the end phase, you just Dust Tornado in the end phase. Maybe it's a goat, or you Dust Tornado when they summon a monster. Maybe they play Tomato. You beat a Tomato and Dust Tornado the set. That can be very good. And then the third dash shot against the Chaos Turbo. No, nothing to say.
Okay. I believe that's all for the deck. Do you want to say something?
Nothing particular. Is the second profile of the deck I did.
That's a good point. So, thanks guys to have seen this video. See you next.